What's up everybody, Ross here and welcome to Boxing Pill. And in this channel I give the last news and I tell what's happening in the world of boxing. And as you can see, today we are gonna speak about Billy Joe Saunders and why I'm very happy that he's about to lose his WBO middleweight belt. Let's go for it! As you all know, Billy Joe Saunders is about to get stripped of his belt by the WBO because actually he's not gonna be able to fight in Boston because he was positive for doping, and so he's not gonna be able to fight against Dimitris Andrade, which is actually his mandatory challenge, and it appears extremely likely that he's gonna lose his belt. Okay, but how did we end up here was a crazy story. It's a story that seems incredible to me, but I think he also deserves it. Okay, because as you all know, whenever you fight for boxing and you are a professional, there are actually different anti-doping associations that can test you for being positive to doping. Okay, Billy Joe Saunders is, for instance, from the UK, and in the UK you have the UK Anti-Doping Association, UKAD, and the World Anti-Doping Association, WADA, WADA. I don't know the spelling, but WADA. And so whenever you fight in the UK, you are highly likely to be tested by these two anti-doping agencies. And if they don't find anything, you can fight. And if they found something, you cannot fight. But however, the same thing doesn't apply to the US, because in the US, especially in Boston, where Saunders was about to defend his middleweight title, we also have a third anti-doping association, which is the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association. Okay, and usually the difference doesn't really matter. Usually, one substance banned by one anti-doping association is also going to be banned by the other ones. But sometimes there are some differences. Okay, sometimes one anti-doping association thinks this substance should be banned, and the other thinks it shouldn't, and that's where you have some difference, and that's where authority comes into play. Because Saunders actually took, and this was documented, also stated by Frank Warren, took actually a nasal spray, a nasal anticongestional spray. Okay, that contained a substance. I don't remember actually that it contains a substance. Okay. And this substance, by the UK Anti-Doping Association and by the WADA, the World Anti-Doping Association, they are okay with that. They don't consider this substance to be doping. Okay, you can take it at whatever period during your trainer. These two associations are okay with that. The only day where you cannot take this substance, it's on fight night. If you get tested on fight night and you're positive for this substance, then you're banned. Okay, but the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association has another opinion, because for the VADA and not the WADA, pay attention, this substance is considering always doping. Doesn't matter if you take 1 month before fight, 2 months before fight, 3 months before fight, it's always considered doping. So if they catch you, they are not gonna allow you to fight, basically. So why is not going to be allowed to fight in the US? Because in the US, the VADA, the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association, is the association that has authority, okay? And Saunders is about to fight in the US. If he was about to fight in the UK, this will never have happened because the VADA doesn't have any authority there. Saunders would have been able to fight. But since they differ in the opinion and the VADA has authority in the US, they say, you're positive, you have to fight here in the US, we don't care about what the UK Anti-Doping Association says. you're gonna be taken to court for this. So people were saying, and I was also pretty optimistic, okay, if Saunders is for sure gonna be allowed to fight, they will be pretty flexible, they know that this is a congestional spray, and the other two anti-doping agencies have no problem with that. But the problem is that yesterday, actually, the result came out, and the judge said, you're not gonna be able to fight in the US, period. So Saunders is filing a report. I think he didn't give up, but it looks extremely likely that he is not gonna be able to defend his title, and so he's gonna be stripped of his belt. And do I think he's correct that? I don't think he's correct. I think under this point of view, they could have been more flexible actually. But I think what made also the judge decide to suspend Saunders has nothing to do with doping positivity, but has to do with one of his previous behavior that was absolutely detrimental to the world of boxing. It was a shame, and actually if I were a judge, I would strip Saunders of his belt just for the behavior that he had. okay? Because I mean, a video came out recently, and I'm not gonna tell. I watched the video. I'm not gonna tell you the URL. I mean, it's a sad video actually, and because I mean, you see Saunders, Billy Joe Saunders is actually in a car, and you see, you get it, don't get it, that actually he's approaching a prostitute, probably a heroin addict prostitute, and he's playing with her feeling. And he's playing with her dignity, okay? Offering him money for sex, contracting money for sex, maybe. I mean, yeah, I got this from the video. There are people that say no, but this was my interpretation, that he was offering actually money for sex. He was playing with this poor girl, heroin addict, that has to sell herself on the street because she's so messed up. And she was laughing. He was laughing like crazy. Just, that was incredible. Teasing people like that after you are a champion, you own a belt. You know, when you own a belt, it's not only about you are the best in the ring. It's also about being the best outside the ring, being an example for people. The code of conduct, the dignity, the grace, the hard work, the politeness, the kindness. These are the character traits that we want to see somebody holding a heavyweight champion. People have to look up at you, and you have to be a role model for people. You have to be an inspiration for people. You cannot be an inspiration when you do shit like that. You cannot do that. And I mean, especially, he didn't know they were filming him, otherwise he would never have done it. And I mean, when I see a person like that in a video, it's almost impossible not to generalize to his life, right? I would never have done something like that, and lots of people would never have done something like that. And then, I mean, you know, he says, I'm gonna offer you money, I don't remember, it was 50, 100 bucks, if you punch the person that is passing by. I mean, a person that he didn't do anything, he was just passing by, and she just, I think, slapped him, punched him, slapped him, and because he was offering her money. That's like this, how you play with your money, how you play with people next to you. And this, you're supposed to be an example for people. No, that's not boxing. That's a shame for boxing. And this actually makes everything. This is 10 times more important than being found guilty for doping or whatever it is. That's actually my take, and I'm very happy that he's gonna lose his belt because he doesn't deserve it. And what I think the judge did is exactly that. He didn't like it. He was also fined $100,000 because of it, don't forget that. He didn't like what Saunders did, and so he says, maybe I'm gonna use this doping stuff as an excuse to suspend Saunders because he's not an example for the sport and he doesn't deserve that belt. Yeah. So that's actually my take, and I'm very, very happy that I hope never to see Saunders box world champion again, okay? Whenever you are a boxing champion, you have to be an example for people, and if you want to see a great champion, look at Vladimir Klitschko, okay? Thank you very much for listening to this video, guy. Please, if you like the video, subscribe. It will mean a lot to me. Just make one click. Thank you very much for your time, and see you in the next video.